One meta-analysis looked at sleep habits of 1.4 million people and concluded that in aggregate, poor sleep could increase your risk of death by as much as 30%. And another study looked at people between the ages of 50 and 75 and concluded that people who have adequate, good quality sleep have as many as 6 extra years of healthy, disease-free life. And this study looked at people between the ages of 40 and 69 and concluded that if you have poor sleep compared to people who have good quality sleep, you have a 2.2 times greater risk of premature death and a 2.7 times greater risk of cancer. But the takeaway is clear. It's worth our time and effort to try to get the best sleep possible, because our lives depend on it. So will magnesium help us sleep better? The research on this topic is mixed. There are definitely some studies that say the answer is yes, and there are a few studies that are inconclusive. But there are no studies that say it's a bad idea. Magnesium is an affordable supplement that is normally well tolerated. So if you have concerns about your sleep, as I have about mine, my feeling is, what do we have to lose? One trial looked at folks aged 60 to 75 years old. They were given magnesium twice a day for 8 weeks. The researchers concluded that the magnesium supplements led to statistically significant better sleep time and sleep efficiency, as well as significant reductions in insomnia and the time needed to fall asleep. And here's an interesting detail. This supplement was magnesium oxide, and it's not one of the forms of magnesium normally recommended for sleep issues. It has low bioavailability and has little or no ability to penetrate the blood-brain barrier. As I'm going to explain in a few minutes, there are others which are better suited if your goal is better sleep. And now another study examined magnesium supplements among people aged 18 to 30. And the researchers found that magnesium was indeed associated with better sleep quality, although not among all subgroups. For example, if someone had depression, magnesium did not improve their sleep. However, for those without depression, taking magnesium made you 23% more likely to enjoy better sleep and 36% less likely to have short sleep, which is defined as fewer than 7 hours a night. So the moral of the story is that it may not work for everyone, but it seems to help many. Magnesium is essential to many body functions, so if your doctor says it's okay to try it, there is very little downside and a lot of possible upside. Why is magnesium important for us? It's a key factor in making several parts of the body run smoothly, including the heart, bones, muscles, and nerves. Without enough magnesium, these areas malfunction. Magnesium plays an important role in assisting more than 300 enzymes to carry out various chemical reactions in the body, such as building proteins and strong bones and regulating blood sugar, blood pressure, and muscle and nerve functions. Magnesium also acts as an electrical conductor that contracts muscles and lets the heart beat steadily. So while the focus of this video is sleep, you may find that taking magnesium will also help you with other health conditions like migraines, depression, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes. So how much magnesium should we be taking? The recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, for adults is 400 to 420 milligrams daily for men, and 300 to 320 milligrams daily for women. The Harvard School of Public Health says that the maximum amount we can probably take in a given day that's unlikely to have any harmful side effect is 350 milligrams, and this is from supplements only. High-dose supplements could lead to diarrhea, nausea, and cramping in some people. But this is again from supplements. Any magnesium you get from food is safe because the kidneys will eliminate the excess amounts in our urine. As always, you should consult with your doctor before taking any supplement, and you could ask him or her for a magnesium blood test. The catch here, however, is that most magnesium is inside our cells and bones, and according to the NIH, Blood serum levels have little correlation with the magnesium levels in our body tissues. Ideally, you want to always try to get your nutritional needs from natural food sources. And magnesium is found in plant foods like legumes, dark green leafy vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and fortified cereals. You'll also find it in poultry, beef, and fish. Now, some of the richest sources include almonds, peanuts, cashews, pumpkin seeds, black beans and kidney beans, spinach, kale, and chard. Even though magnesium is readily available in so many foods, it's remarkable that the standard diet in the United States is low in magnesium. A study cited by Pharmacy Times reported that half of all Americans are magnesium deficient. So if you want to improve your sleep and suspect at all that you might be lacking in magnesium, taking a supplement could be an easy next step without much downside. But buying magnesium is confusing because it's not sold on a standalone basis. In order to facilitate our body's absorption of magnesium, it's commonly bound to other chemical compounds. So ideally, you want to understand the impact that the additional compound will have on your body. There are so many forms of magnesium on the market. Go online and you'll easily find over a dozen. What I'm going to do here is identify the 3 that I believe are most valuable for sleep and relaxation. These are the ones I recommend to my clients, and I will also tell you the one that I personally take. The best single magnesium for sleep is probably magnesium glycinate. Glycine is a non-essential amino acid that can help improve sleep quality in its own right. In this study, researchers in Japan found that 3 grams of glycine taken before bed had significant impacts on sleep quality, both as reported by the participants as well as measured by polysomnography, which refers to the diagnostic tools used in formal sleep studies. And this other study found that glycine before bedtime significantly helped people with insomnia. Among other things, they found that glycine induced a slight decrease in core body temperature, and that this temperature decrease may be responsible for its effect on sleep. Cooling mattresses are all the rage these days, so especially if you are a hot sleeper, magnesium glycinate might be the formulation you need to consider. But there are other forms of magnesium to be aware of. Sleep is a process of relaxation, and one thing that might keep us up is anxiety and a restless mind. In that case, magnesium acetyltaurate could be worthwhile. It combines magnesium with the amino acid taurine. Now, taurine is credited with numerous health benefits. This study, for example, links it to improved antioxidant activity, anti-inflammatory effects, and blood pressure regulation. And this one concluded that taurine supplements slow the key markers of aging, such as impaired mitochondrial function and cellular senescence. Loss of taurine in humans is associated with aging-related diseases. And in certain studies, taurine supplementation improved the lifespan in mice and the health span in monkeys. Now, a distinct characteristic of magnesium acetyltaurate is that it is able to pass the blood-brain barrier, making it extremely effective for brain health. This study evaluated a number of forms of magnesium and concluded that magnesium acetyltaurate had the highest penetration of the blood-brain barrier. This means that it can be most beneficial for anxiety and similar brain conditions. But what are those 2 surprise elements that improve magnesium? Because magnesium is not the only supplement that can help your sleep. One trial had amazing results that are really worth sharing. It was a rigorous, double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial with participants who averaged 78 years of age, all with insomnia. They tested magnesium in combination with melatonin and zinc. You probably already know that melatonin can promote sleep, but so also does zinc. And a number of studies have shown that zinc in its own right helps your sleep. In this one trial, researchers combined 225 grams of magnesium with 5 grams of melatonin and 11.25 milligrams of zinc. The participants had significantly better sleep as measured by the Philadelphia Sleep Quality Index, which is what researchers often use to measure sleep. On the index, which ranges from 0 to 21, with good sleep being from 0 to 4 and poor sleep starting at 5 and going to 21, residents started out with an average sleep score of 12.5. But after supplementation, their average sleep score dropped to 5.7, and 59% of them actually had sleep scores less than 5 in the good sleep territory. And there is one more health benefit that is worth talking about. While there's many health benefits from improved sleep, many people don't know that poor sleep increases your risk for Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. In simple terms, our brains take advantage of sleep to cleanse themselves of the detritus and byproducts of daily metabolism. When you have poor sleep, it just can't do that, and these byproducts gunk up brain functioning. Years ago, scientists determined that poor sleep contributes to the development of amyloid plaques in the brain, which are the hallmark for Alzheimer's disease. And many other studies have corroborated this finding. And this study concluded that poor sleep could lead to as much as a 58% greater risk for reduced cognition. So while there are lots of health reasons to get good sleep, if you are over 60, the most important might be that it will help you avoid dementia. And that brings me to one more magnesium that is worth knowing about: magnesium L-threonate. In 2010, scientists from MIT developed magnesium L-threonate, which is magnesium bound to L-threonic acid. And they noted that magnesium L-threonate was effective in delivering magnesium to brain cells. Like magnesium acetyltaurate, magnesium L-threonate penetrates the blood-brain barrier. They reported that magnesium L-threonate has greater bioavailability and retention compared to many other sources of magnesium, such as magnesium chloride, magnesium citrate, glycinate, and gluconate. And in particular, they noted that increased magnesium in the brain led to dramatic increase in synapse functioning that is critical for learning and memory. Within our brain, nerve impulses are passed from one neuron to another, crossing small gaps called synapses. The ability of our nervous system to make and break connections across these synapses is called plasticity and is crucial for healthy brain functioning. Scientists believe that the increased levels of magnesium in the brain will help maintain the plasticity of our neurons. And the manufacturers of both L-threonate as well as acetyltaurate assert that this is a benefit of their products. In the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease, looked at the impacts of magnesium L-threonate on men and women aged 50 to 70 who'd been diagnosed with cognitive impairment. They also had sleep studies, as defined as a score of higher than 5 on the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. The results were incredible. After just 6 weeks, the researchers reported that the average brain age of participants decreased by about 9 years, and that they had significant improvement in 4 cognitive areas, including attention, working memory, episodic memory, and executive function. So which magnesium do I take? I researched this video specifically because I would love to have better sleep as well. I've been taking one form, magnesium citrate, and it didn't seem to help my sleep very much. And I'm also concerned about cognitive decline. My mom died from Alzheimer's, and I would like to do everything I can to avoid dementia. With those 2 considerations, I opted for a product that includes both magnesium glycinate as well as magnesium L-threonate. In addition, based on the result of the one study that included zinc, I'm adding a tablet of zinc glycinate. Like magnesium, zinc is often bound to another compound to enhance absorption, and that extra glycinate hopefully will help me sleep better. To wrap this all up, magnesium is an essential element in our bodies, so talk to your doctor about taking magnesium supplements if you think you might benefit. The best magnesium for sleep alone is magnesium glycinate. One study found that combining magnesium with melatonin and zinc had incredible outcomes on better sleep. Poor sleep will increase your risk for a number of health conditions, and it will also increase your risk for Alzheimer's and other dementia. Magnesium acetyltaurate and magnesium L-threonate are both engineered to cross the blood-brain barrier, and there is strong evidence that these help with brain health and reduced anxiety. Thank you for watching, and see my next video here on the best ways that you can care for yourself and your loved ones.